Hello, everybody, welcome. Rosa Psych Investigator, hello, huh, everybody, welcome. Rosa Psych Investigator. So, hello, guys, I'm just grabbing some crystals here. I hope you're having a good Sunday. It's almost 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm just going to do a quick video today. It was an intense last couple of days, a lot happening. But I just want to do a quick video today. Tomorrow, I'll go back to the office and everything, do more work, working more. So 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 let's get started. All right. So let's do protection. I like to ask for protection. A beautiful ray of light coming on top of my head. As I breathe in, I feel my lungs. As I breathe out, I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I like to ask that information come only from the highest sources. That it create the good and the good, and so it is. All right. So, so, so just like I said, I'm just doing a quick update now, and there's been several things to talk about, and but let's start with, let's see here, actually, the story of. I just want to see because I took some screenshots here. Mm, okay, let's see if I took a screenshot of that. One second. Sorry, no. Sorry, let me find it. Okay. So guys, I try to find it, but for some reason I can't find it. So what it was is that I was on that, you know, the app Threads, it's sort of like Twitter, but connected to Instagram. So so I was on that app Threads, and somebody wrote under a comment saying that she's a veteran. She worked in the Marines, I think, and she said it's all BS because we have submarines over there monitoring Russian submarines and have had it for forever. So the person, she said, it was what happened to happen a woman. She said, guys, keep your eyes on the prize, focus on the Epstein files. This was a major distraction, and it made so much sense. And I looked into it, and that's what I think. Okay, that he found the thing. This is what Russia does a lot. Have you noticed? They always say, "Are you sure you want the nuclear war?" This is their the classic thing, and so that's what Trump did too. He was essentially saying, "Be careful out there. There could be a nuclear war, right?" Because he learned from his masters, right? So does it make sense? So that's what I think it was. I don't feel like he was. It's not. He's not pretending. Does it make sense? He's not like, oh, Russia, hello. I'm calling. I'm pretending. It's like he's saying it. He's being aggressive towards Russia just because he thinks that that's the thing that's gonna change the subject. I think a lot of what he does is change the subject, is change, and I don't mean just because of the Epstein thing. No, before, right? It's always like to keep people entertained, right? And oh, here's I have a little teddy thing. That was I don't know. Sorry. So it's a whatever. Anyway, doesn't matter. But the point is that is that it's not a it's so it is. It's not. So I think he's not. I don't think it's true that he sent these submarines. The submarines were there before, yes. And I don't think it's the escalation that he's like making it out to be. Now, the Russians, I do believe they perceive this to be a threat in the sense that it's a deviation from what they would have liked Trump to do. Does it make sense? So it's like they would have liked him to praise Russia and to say, "Oh, what a great country," and all that. They in their minds, their Trump is going to make Americans embrace Russia, right? For at first behind the scenes, and then eventually it's going to come out. That's their plan, but I don't think it happens. So the bottom line about this is that he's just saying it to change the subject from Epstein. So let's see here. So what? And like I looked before, the same thing. They think that Trump is losing his mind, and then and that and that's the story. Okay, that he's kind of losing it. Now, I want to make another comment about this, sort of related to this. So then Medvedev, who is very close to Putin, so this is I don't think it's true. So there's I because I looked for the like the actual quote. I have not found it because usually Russia will those politicians and their whatever assets say things on social media. You can find videos translated and all that, right? And in this case, I was not able to verify the information that so there was all these random accounts and channels saying this, but it's not. There's no way to verify it 100%. Although I think it is plausible that he could have said it, yes, but it's not official. Does it make sense? I think because so let's see. Okay, so I don't feel like so my answer is this. I looked into it and I saw that it's not that there's no. I looked for the actual thing. I couldn't find it, but Russians wanted this information to come out in that way as a kind of like a warning to Trump. And what Medvedev had said, according to these channels or whatever persons, was that don't you it was something like don't think that Mossad is the only one who has information on you, Donald, something like that. So I don't. So it doesn't make sense. I think that was not. I don't feel like it because if it was a like I said, you remember that guy Klyushin. There's all these people who they say stuff openly, but I just feel like this is sort of like a conspiracy theory they created. Does it make sense what I'm saying? I don't think Medvedev would have used those words. And another thing I've noticed is that sometimes Russia uses Mossad as a way to be like, oh, there wasn't them. Okay, but still, regardless, it's a threat to Trump openly. So, so because then I looked and they're okay with that position, and they say they want Trump to be scared. Okay, so what's next? What's happening here? I see that Putin is like losing a lot of money, losing a lot of things. So and I see that they really want the Fed to collapse. Oh, maybe because they're guys. Okay, I know it sounds crazy. They could somehow steal American money. I don't know, but they're really putting their hopes on the central bank collapsing, right? On the central bank and the Federal Reserve are different things, but right, I think is that wait, is that right? I think it is. So Treasury, that's right. Hold on a second. Let me just double check. Okay, okay. So by the way, guys, I checked and I was wrong. So the Federal Reserve is the central bank of the US. So that makes sense, right? Um so anyway, so the point is that there's something there where they feel like if they can collapse the central bank, they could have more access to American money, something like that. Are they gonna get it? No, no. And then it's funny, it shows me an image of Kamala. Like I'm coming Rosie. Okay. And she like same. Okay. Now I'm gonna do next time like a review of her interview with oh my god, see my mind. I see his face. Colbert. Okay. And so because I just saw her face here and she's like shh, shh. I don't and but I then I see again this image of the Federal Reserve with I've seen this before, like some sort of like a giant gate, are very protected and they can't come in. And I even see Jeremy Powell protecting the Fed. They're not able to come in. So, so that's a story for this part. Okay, so what's going on? I know I see that Trump is again like I see that he's doing these jerky movements, almost like he's hitting himself against the wall because he's so nervous about the whole Epstein thing. And so, and by the way, I'm just saying all this stuff, guys, without links. I know, and tell me in the comments if you like links when I post the actual news, because sometimes it's helpful, right, to see. But just because I'm doing sort of like a quick video today, I'm not doing that because you know what happens with me? I'm like, oh, that would be great. That would be great. My mind is very like in depth, And it's also a problem because it creates perfectionism. And with perfectionism, I end up being like, oh no, I'm going to do a huge video about this. And then I don't. And then I delay. And I think, considering the speed of things, it's good to just have a discussion like this from time to time. It's better than having no video. Okay. So that's what I'm doing now. Now going back to Epstein. So, Epstein scandal date. It's called the Daily Beast. Has info of Trump talk. Is it talking? Okay, Prince Andrew about massive. Okay, so this story is on the Daily Beast, and tomorrow, guys, like I said, I'm gonna do more in depth. But so there's this conversation, and immediately I saw that it has to do. Of course, it was Ghislaine Maxwell, and uh, and so conversation between it was Trump recommending some girls, particular specific girls, to Prince Andrew. Can you believe it? This is the level that we're in. And then I see it start saying it's showing him collapse. It has this is remember the Roman Emperor, the Caligula? That's where we are. It's like the most depraved person possible, right? The fall of the empire. But hopefully something more is going to happen because you can't compete with this, and there can be nothing after this really because it's so sick. Oh, and then I get the message saying it's the end of this era. He represents the culmination of an era and the end of an era, and that's why he's going down. Okay, so wow, wow. Okay, so interesting. Now let me go to something just quickly here. I want to show you. It was 1 second, okay? So Trump fired the Labor Department person responsible for issuing employment data. So I think it was Friday that the data came out about employment. It's weak. It's weaker than ever. It's not that ever than before. Than when Biden was in presidency, of course. And what did Trump do? He fires the person who wrote the report because, of course, truth he can't have truth. It's all BS. And so this is because he cannot handle the truth about what's going on. So let's ask here what is going to happen. Interesting. I'm seeing JB Diamond here really upset. I told you guys before that he would play a role in the ending of the administration. And so how, and I see it's interesting. I see that okay, that may sound, I don't say crazy, but obviously people near Trump, whether it's the techies or the old school MAGAs, they want the government to collapse. They want the government to be destroyed. So in some ways, although they see how ridiculous this whole thing is, they also see how bad does it make sense? How bad it is. But they are kind of happy to see if they can collapse. I think collapse is their goal. Okay. So, and I see it's funny to see Peter Thiel, but then I see them falling. So, okay. The goal of collapsing the economy will fail. Yes. So, mhm, yes. Tell me about it. That's right. I see they're pushing everything to kind of like a precipice, but then they end up falling the precipice, not the economy. Wow. So, guys, everything is so unprecedented, to be honest with you. But I was talking to somebody earlier today, and I was saying that uh, as painful as it is, it's like we have to see what's like this is their dream, right? The right has always wanted people to be poorer in the country to create some sort of like Great Depression 2.0. so they can everything can be cheaper, labor can be worthless, the US could become a very, very impoverished country, because that's when FDR did something, right? And they want to undo it. Because guys, I know it sounds crazy to a lot of people, but what they really want, what they hate about the past is that in their minds, the great like they wanted the Great Repression to have continued without intervention. It's as sick. This is how sick. This is how sick they were. Oh, it's saying because they wanted to create a world that was like what the Confederates wanted for the Civil War, like a slavery-like place. Okay, and it's it's crazy that the blue states support the red states, right? And that it's not agriculture that makes the American economy; it's technology for the most part, right? And all kinds of other things. But they want to go back to the past, and no, they will not succeed. So let me ask. Okay, here is Rosie. Just sometimes I worry, like, am I in danger of some sort of like people, my friends, or something like? No, it's saying that there was already a slowdown on some of the things that my friends do. No, it's saying that it's going to get better. Things will change. But you know what it is? Justice has to happen. The only way that this will really change is that whoever takes over after the collapse, Kamala, right? It's funny I said the collapse of the Trump government, that is, right? They have to put justice in front and center. And it's, and guys, I feel bad because I remember I tried to defend the Mayor Garland. I didn't think he was as bad as he is. But now that you look back, in fact, why didn't he go? Why didn't he put Trump in jail? And this is a lesson for all of us. It Things have to be done like now. You cannot wait for them. It cannot be. Those people are not interested in being friends with anybody. They want to destroy everything. So it's saying, are we going to have a Nazi like thing? The World War II kind of person place. Is this going to be like that? Are we going to see? Are we going to see the dreams of these people come true? Okay, in terms of them destroying the economy, turning the US into some sort of agricultural place only. No, I see a lot of people moving. Interesting. They're trying to shift things, but there's movement to keep it in place. But I think, okay, so, and again, guys, I'm telling you this as I see it's sometimes difficult, right? Because you see the horrific reality that they're doing. And today, they, um, they're a very famous mathematician at UCLA. He won the Fields Medal. It's the most famous award in mathematics. Important person that probably is going to win other. I think they have Nobel for mathematics probably, but anyway, that level of person, he lost all the funding because he's at UCLA, and the federal government is attacking UCLA now. Funding pays for graduate students, pays for a lot of different things, but they cut the grants like just like that. And you think that they would like at least mathematics or science? Not even that. Nobody saves. Okay, nobody's safe and nobody's safe. So it has to show to go all the way in order for things to be rebuilt later. Okay, so how close are we? It's interesting, it shows me the end of the summer, and then there's a door that shuts, and those people stay behind. So we'll see, guys. What a craziness that we're living. So okay, so this is just the update for today. Okay, there was something else. Did I talk about everything? And was there something else I wanted to talk about? Just a quick overview, like I said. Okay, so this is it for today. Okay, so I'll be back tomorrow. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Bye.